I'm getting love on YouTube right now. I need to get more love. So.
All right, we're live. Okay, so really quickly, in case you missed the Brianna Martinez, in case you haven't met me, Brianna Martinez, the co-producer here at HD Straight Talk Live, AM 1230 KSCL, and today we're going to be interviewing Darren Fickstad, President and CEO of Desert Manna. This is part 2 of our interview with Darren. If you missed last week's interview, we interviewed him, asked him our questions. You guys asked us on Facebook Live. If you haven't seen that yet, go on HD Straight Talk Live on our Facebook page, and the replay is there. Also, Manny in the morning, we're on live.
Hi, how are you?
So, also I'm posting I just shared the city council meeting replay. In case you weren't there last night, in case you didn't get to see it on channel 6, I shared it on the Facebook page, HD Straight Talk Live. Like the page, share it with your friends, share it with your family. That way you can see what happens, we can update you. You can be in the know about your community, about what's happening, small businesses, important issues in Barstow, okay? Also, today, just a quick breakdown of what's going to happen with this interview with Darren. We were overwhelmed by the response last week, and to be honest, we weren't prepared for that type of response, but this week we are prepared. We're not taking call-ins this week. There just is no time to be able to ask all the questions that are coming, and so many questions, you guys. Thank you so much for your feedback, but we did curate your questions that you asked on Facebook. We've compiled a list of them. We're asking Darren today, but the moderator, Paul Courtney, is going to be asking. We're not asking Vinny and myself. We're staying out of it. Paul is going to be asking those questions on your behalf, and Darren is going to get straight to the point and answer those questions. So, that's the setup for today. Also, I have a special guest for you. Let me grab him really quickly, okay?
You're listening to the Millionaire Roadshow. And now, your host, Dr. Douglas Fireball. Welcome back, guys. The Millionaire Radio Show. I'm Dr. Doug Fireball here on this great station. And today we're talking about 7 things that drive and motivate millionaires.
Alright guys, my special guest right now,
Hey
Deshaun
Facebook,
Phillips, right?
PJ Solar Cleaning, yep.
Okay, so this is Deshaun, PJ Solar Cleaning. I'm going to let him talk to you guys, alright?
Hey Facebook, if you guys are not already my friends on Facebook, go ahead and add me, PJ Solar Cleaning. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever you have, I'm on it, at PJ Solar Cleaning. I want to thank Penny, HD Straight Talk, and Brianna for letting me come and continuously let me promote my business. I'm so appreciative. I couldn't do it without the support of my community. You can get in touch with me, 760-590-8516. That's 760-590-8516. Free estimates. Right now I'm offering the $99 special for the high desert. So if you have 30 panels and below, please give me a call. I would love to help you. Right now it's solar season, so it's very important that you are cleaning your solar panels, because right now, this is when you're making all your power all year long. Right now it's in the summertime from June to November. So I can't stress the importance of making sure that your solar panels clean. Once again, my contact information, 760-590-8516. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, Yelp, you name it, at PJ Solar Cleaning. So, thank you. Barstow, locally owned and operated. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, we get ready to get started. It's going to be a good show. Vinny G. Frederick, HD Straight Talk. I hope you guys are here. I hope you guys are listening. Hi, Robin. Thank you for coming on.
Really quickly, I'll be on the Facebook page in the background. Like I said, I'm not going to be in the forefront today, but I'll be looking at your comments. I'll be in the chat with you guys. So keep the comments coming, keep sharing this, keep liking it, show it to other people, let them know what's going on, okay? Keep them aware, and I'll be in those comments with you, okay?
So, is there a way to remove these comments?
Let me see if I can hide them. I'm going to try to hide these comments, guys. Let's see. It's not finished. It stopped it. Is it still live? Are we still live? We canceled that. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure this thing out. So these comments maybe. No, that's right, a comment.
Not just what you want to hear.
That's not what we want. If any of you know how to hide the comments on a Facebook Live feed, let me know. so I can do it. Because I don't know that we can. Let's see.
And this is one of the reasons why you got to be careful who you connect your spirit to, because many people have an agenda, folks.
There's all these little fancy buttons down here. There used to just be a hide option. I don't see that.
Okay. Maybe somebody out there can help you.
Yeah, I've already asked. Again, if you guys have time to Google it, let me know. Find out how I can hide these comments, because I'm going to be on the comments, so we'll see your comments. Don't worry about that. We're just trying to make sure that we can see what's being shared with you, but I don't see that. Swipe to the right. Let's try that. Oh, hey, thank you. That worked. Perfect. All right, so comments are hidden on the phone here, but I'll be in the chat with you guys, okay?
All right, folks.
So
all right, we're good. So, okay, one of the things I wanted to come out on live to say is to Robin, girl, you know this whole community loves you. That's obvious the way they came to your defense on my comment. So I'm going to do this publicly on live and on the radio, and I'm going to apologize to you for my comment. But I think you kind of understand where I was coming with that. It was no personal attack on you, because how can you attack someone who has shown through time and history that their heart is genuine for Barstow, their heart is genuine for the community, their heart is genuine for the homeless. And who else gonna make those great cupcakes, Mama? Who? Between you and Billy, I'm gonna start calling y'all the cupcake ladies. Very interesting. If you didn't tune in to City Council meeting last night, highly encourage you. There's a lot of information there, folks, and that's basically the living room of the community where decisions are being made about you and I. And if we're not there, and if we're not giving any input, the decision's still going to be made. And then what will happen? Then we're going to say, when we're not there, we're not watching via Channel 6, we're going to say to ourselves, you know, when did they do that? That's a law? How did that happen? Well, that happened because you weren't there to voice your opinion. So every first and third Monday is the City Council meeting. Very, very, very important that this community turns on the light and actually starts participating and engaging in conversations that are mainly about them. So folks, the show generally starts at about 10:06, so we're getting close. So again, share, like our page. Next week, we got a great next week. Next Tuesday, we have Ask the Chief. Chief Jamie Williams right here. We're going to be doing Ask the Chief right here in HD Straight Talk. We'll also have Miss Barstow, Heather Fields, with her voting campaign. So it's going to be very interesting. And then, folks, you know, because the show is kind of, we actually have viewers and listeners now. Thank you, Robin. So we're booked for 2 weeks. The week following, we will have a mortgage broker. We'll have, and these are all local folks, by the way, guys. A local mortgage broker, a local mortgage company, and a local credit repair. And the reason why I decided to do this workshop is because we, including myself, we have to get out of the renter's mentality and move forward to the buyer's world. And how do we do that? That's the question. And there's a lot of information that we're going to bring to you to show you if your credit ain't great, like mine. Ain't nobody gonna steal my credit, trust me. Then there's ways to improve it. And I'm going to bring an educator here to teach you how to do that. Once that credit has been established and repaired, then you move on to looking for a house. So we're going to have a great realtor from Caldwell Baker Home Source, Anne Marie, come and tell you what it takes and how to find a house and how to start the process of purchasing. Then my goal is to have Tim Silva here from Jim Mortgage right here in Barstow, and he's going to tell us the mortgage process, how that works, because by taking all three of these components and put them together, my goal and hope is that one new person from 92311 will be able to say they own their home. That's the goal, folks. Share and like. I shall return.
Most people don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know, but there's tons of videos on YouTube of God at work and the healing and just doing all kinds of things. That really inspires me. And of course, a good movie. A good movie inspires me. I love to watch different types of shows. I think I've watched this Rocky series 3 or 4 times all the way. 3 or 4 there that you think you kind of funky in the story lines. I guess you're right. You're right. I think 1 and 2 were my 2 favorites. So today we've been talking about 7 things
That happens. That's just me getting a phone call, guys.
Accelerate the millionaire.
Maybe I should put Do Not Disturb on or something. But anyway, we're still setting up. The show's gonna start around 10. If you guys do have questions, like I said, we're not taking call-ins today. I'm not going to be asking the questions that pop up on Facebook as Darren speaks, just because we have so much jam-packed into this one little hour. But of course, don't be discouraged to ask questions anyway, because then that helps us find out the information that we really do need. Don't limit it to just this one show. If you have questions, ask. We can find that stuff out for you. We'll keep you updated on our Facebook page. Like I said, like the page, share it with everybody in the community that you know. That way they can be informed on what's going on. If you ever have any other kinds of questions, not related to the homeless, not related to Desert Manna, ask those questions. Feel free to ask those questions. Like I said, you can find me on Facebook. I'll share all my information on the HD Straight Talk Live Facebook page. That way you can find me. You can friend me if you need to. Ask me your questions if you need to. That way we can inform each other. We can keep each other updated on what's happening in the community, okay? We're starting soon, so just hang tight.
And that's one of the reasons why I listen to good.
10:06, folks. We'll get started. All our guests are here. We're prepared today. We weren't prepared for y'all last time because it was the first time that I have ever went live. I was totally against the idea of going live, but you know what? 2,000 something views later, I believe in this. I believe that this is a way to not only to connect with our voices, but to connect with our faces. Because last night, the city council meeting, I met a gentleman who listens to the station, and he said, "Boy, I wasn't expecting you to look like this. You sound different than you look." So, yeah, okay, let me get those for you.
No, we're just live on Facebook. Millions of people each year. Maybe you're one of the many who suffer from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, unbalanced cholesterol, irregular heartbeat, or clogged arteries. There is a solution that doesn't involve expensive prescription drugs that only mask the problems and leave you with horrible side effects. If you are ready to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself, then you're ready for Heart and Body Extract from Healthy Heart Club. Here is what one satisfied customer had to say about Heart and Body Extract regarding his angina pain.
I haven't had an angina pain since I started the Heart Body Extract. It's so great. Thank God that I was ready for this product and do it so much.
This is Penny's Luck.
So much for other people.
Call to order your 2-month supply of Heart and Body Extract today. Call 1-866.
Okay. We're going to put this into perspective today.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs. So you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey Purified Water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest price filtration systems in every size for incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency. Get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
Get the ultimate knife at an ultimate price. The Fox Karambit knife. Finally available in the U.S. The Fox
This is Hot Talk Radio on AM 1230 KSZL Barstow, Richardville.
TheUltimateKnife.com is color your world. Multicultural and multi-generational.
How come you can't see that when I put that there, Brianna?
TV series,
It has to be there.
reality, novelas, and much more. Plus exclusive MundoFlix originals, all from your country. Watch from anywhere in the world at any time. All of this for only $5.99 a month. MundoFlix, your programming from your country when you want it.
I'm welcoming the entire High Desert to join me, Benny G. Frederick, as I host High Desert Straight Talk each and every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. AM station 1230 KSZL, where we discuss your topics. Tell me how you feel, and I'll give it to you straight. On AM 1230 KSZL.
Make sure to tune in to HD Straight Talk with Benny G. Frederick on AM 1230 KSCL every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Brought to you locally by On the Rise, Titan Restoration, and Artistically Clean.
For all your landscaping needs, for great service and fair prices, the only place in the High D is Unique Landscaping. Call 760-256-LAWN. That's 760-256-5296. When you need designs, installs, irrigation, walls, patios, tractor service, and more, even maintenance, call Unique Landscaping for all your landscaping and lawn needs. The best choice, the only choice, is Unique Landscaping. Call now, 760-256-LAWN. 760-256-LAWN. Se habla español. Don't let water damage get in your way. Let Titan Restoration save the day. Titan Restoration, located in Barstow. You're the ones to call for emergency water extraction from your home or business. They work with all insurance companies. Call for a free moisture inspection at 760-684-8895. Titan Reconstruction, serving the High Desert for over 10 years. They also offer...
Thank you guys for sharing and liking. We can see the numbers moving up as we get closer to the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
First choice. Call
Here we go.
760-684-8895. Are you thinking about taking a trip sweet for vacation? Or a short weekend getaway? Are you tired of paying those high rates for ordinary room stays? It's time you get the VIP treatment with VIP rates.
Probably wants that there. I'm gonna leave that there. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, thank you guys for viewing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your engagement. We really seriously do appreciate you, the viewer, the listener on the AM radio. I personally never listened to AM radio, I'm being honest, but that's why we do these Facebook Lives. For everybody else who doesn't listen to AM radio. In case you don't even own an AM radio, FM radio. I'm gonna leave it. I don't know what that's about.
Book your stay at your next destination. Why settle for ordinary when you can get the VIP treatment with VIPrates.gq? That's VIPrates.gq.
66 Pizza Palace, 2046 West Main Street in the city of Barstow. Doing business for over 40 years. Dine in, pick up, or delivery. Call Route 66 Pizza Palace.
Keep y'all company while we're waiting here.
2207. That's 760-256-2207. Open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 11 until 10 p.m. Come check out Route 66 Pizza Palace's newly remodeled game room for the kids. It's the perfect place to plan your next party or get-together. Enjoy daily lunch specials 11 to 3. Get any Sunday for only $6.99, or a mini for $1 with all you get salad bar and a drink.
Please let them know that we will continue to ask questions. We will take a couple of questions as time permits. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But they'll get answers today. We won't.
Guys, so I was just informed.
Tell them who we got next week too again. Just keep putting it out there.
If time permits, we will take some Facebook questions, okay? Like I said, I don't think we're doing call-ins. We're not doing call-ins. But if time permits, then you want to ask questions here on the Facebook page, then ask them, and if we have time to answer them, we'll ask those for you right away. But you will get answers today if time permits, okay? Also, next week we're gonna have the fire chief of Barstow here on the show, and I believe Miss Barstow. So stay tuned for that also, okay? On I think it's hashtag Ask the Chief. We're gonna be doing all that stuff next week, next Tuesday, 10 o'clock, around 10 o'clock. All right?
And in the night with OG's Dance Party featuring great drink specials. $3 domestic and
they're almost ready, guys.
And $5 welcome.
Bear with me.
On Sunday, the bar opens at 9:30 a.m.
Hey Robbie, I seen your question and all I could do was smile and laugh. Trust me, I am trying to get the Love Doctor here. I don't know if he's gonna come, but I'm trying my best to get him in this seat right here because that's another one we got to go ahead and fix, boy. We need to fix that one. But thank you. I'm working on the Love Doctor.
Featuring delicious pizza, appetizers, hamburgers, pasta, and lasagna.
20 to 54 Linwood Road, just off the I-15. Ask about
You guys on the air?
military discount.
We are on live on Facebook.
2001 or 760-253-2001.
Talk to Benny. I don't think we're on yet.
All right, come on, guys. Come on in. Yep. Come on in. All right, folks. We're going to get set up to go live on the radio. It's a big difference in doing live here in the studio. I'm going to bring everybody in, get them situated, give them some directions. Please bear with us. Please stay tuned. Please share. Please like. Please listen. Please ask questions. Please open your mind to rational. And let's forget about irrational. Come on, guys. We're going to come quick.
We might. Okay.
We're coming quick, guys. Darren, you're in the middle. Paul, you're on the side. You're going to go wrap it.
Yeah, we're not gonna bring it up yet. Okay. Because we might need more space. You know, I've got 7 vendors. That's okay, including the Barstow College.
I think you ate your own mic.
You want me to?
Yeah, you're in the middle. You're good.
Okay. But yeah, because I got a call this morning. I was like, wow, it's okay. Yeah. So I mean, so we might, consider maybe asking. Are we live right now?
We're live on Facebook, but we're not live on the radio yet. But we're getting ready to come right now.
Hold on. So don't listen to us yet.
They are.
Well, you know.
Okay, guys, we're gonna come on real quick. Darren, Paul.
Better give me the 411 here.
You know the 411.
No. I got these headsets on. Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, Barstow. You listen to AM 1230 KSZL with the one and only Benny Frederick, folks. It's going to take us a little minute to get up and ready. Let me just make sure everything's up and running. Can you hear through here? Let's see here. Oh, you can hear now, but hold on. I'm going to kill him for this. Hello, testing. All right, folks, we're back with KSZL AM 1230. I'm a little staticky. What about if I take that out? How you sound now? Can you hear now, Paul?
A little better, yeah.
Okay, so Darren, we're going to share this mic to make it better. Okay, this morning, folks, we got a good one for you. It's a great day in the great city of Barstow. You're tuned into AM 1230 KSZL. You're listening to HD Straight Talk with Benny G. Frederick and Brianna J. Martinez, folks. It's a full house, as you can see, and it's a hot one in Barstow, folks, and I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about the weather. I've got Paul Courtney in the house with EC Barstow campus right there at 1041 East Main Street. You got to come up some, Paul?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, good morning, Paul Courtney.
Good morning, Mr. Frederick.
All right, and I've also got Darren Fickstack, the CEO and president of Desert Manna Shelter Services in Barstow.
Morning.
Oh yeah, good. We can hear both of y'all from here, so that's good.
Yeah, he's actually got a microphone.
Oh, he do got a mic.
I got my own.
Oh, it's working. All right, so good. We good to go. All right.
A lot to say this morning.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. On the Rise Foster Care, folks. Kimberly Hammock is running that organization out there, and let me tell you, she's doing a heck of a job, folks. If you have an open heart or an open room in your heart, folks, please don't forget about the children who are looking for parents on the Rise Foster Care. Also, Titan Carpet Care and Restoration, folks. You need a moisture check. You need carpet cleaned. You need to get a pipe fix. Call my boy over there at Titan, Luke Hafley. He's a great part of this community, along with Kim Hammock. And then, folks, I'm not sure if I even have to tell you who's sitting to my right. That's the...
Hold on. You have no volume on your microphone.
No volume on which mic?
How do you can't hear anything out there.
You can't hear anything. Let's see there.
Okay.
What about now? You should be able to hear me now, folks. Double check.
Yeah.
All right, folks. A little technical difficulty, but we got that fixed. We're back.
I can hear him here.
Yeah. Okay. With Paul Courtney and Darren Fitzstack, and we're gonna jump right into the meat and bones of what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Desert Manna Homeless Shelter. I'm gonna take a back seat to the show for now, and I'm gonna hand the mic over to Paul Anthony Courtney.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Frederick. It's actually an honor to be here, and more importantly, when you asked me to come in, I guess as a mediator today. This should be quite interesting.
Absolutely.
I'm here looking at a few questions that have come in from Facebook. actually directed to Mr. Darren Fixhead.
Okay.
But I preface it with saying last night at the city council meeting, Mr. Fixhead, it was quite a turnout. So I had assumed that something pretty hot and heavy was going on, and then obviously you shared something with us to the community, which I felt was quite admirable when you said, okay, it's now time for the community to step up. More importantly, not the community, but more the governing leaders to step up and really lead the charge in addressing the homeless issue within our community. And as we are well aware, the homeless is a nationwide issue. It's not localized.
I'm gonna take you out for just a second, Sadi. Oh, I guess we do gotta have that adapter in, don't we? When the file can. Yes, we do. Normally I just plug this in. Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right, folks. As you can see, we're having some technical difficulties. We knew we would, but we're gonna get those taken care of.
I'm not sure.
Okay, there you go. You're back.
So as I was saying, last night at the council meeting, it was quite admirable for you to say, okay, it's time for the governing leaders of our community to take over homeless and address the homeless issue as a localized issue. Obviously, we know it's a nationwide issue. And so you declared that Desert Mariner would no longer be seeking nor accepting renewal or extension, obviously, the lease for the city of Barstow. And through that conversation, I was actually alarmed to learn that the facility that you had been leasing from the city for, I guess, 10 plus years was not even ADA compliant, which was interesting. And so I'm sure that's going to become a question as we move forward. Tell us about what you really mean last night, indicating that the Desert Mariner is no longer in the homeless shelter or in the shelter business. Could you kind of expand on that?
Well, we got two of them
Okay,
here.
go ahead.
So, Mr. Cordu, Benny, thank you very much for having me on and asking these questions, because I know the community is going to want to know. Desert Manna was set up as an emergency shelter only. It was the only services it was providing 28 years ago. So Desert Manna has had an MOU agreement, a lease agreement with the city of Barstow for 28, almost 30 years. So we've been in that facility that long. And yes, it's always been in the somewhat condition it is, other than the capital improvements that Desert Man has done. Emergency shelters have not been funded. There's been no HUD earmarked funding since 2010. And what the prevailing wisdom has been is to take people that are in a homeless situation or potentially homeless at risk. This is individuals, families, any of them, and get them into what is called permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing. So in other words, what they have done is gone in with different organizations that own apartment complexes or have old hotels or motels that have been renovated, and get them into those so that families can be all in one facility. Because whereas in an emergency shelter, a lot of times the husband and wife are not married, and they have to be broke up into different dorms and whatnot.
Okay, well, here you go. I totally understand where you're coming from with that, and I really want to kind of get to the meat and potatoes of this issue. Okay, Desert Man has been in the community, you said, for 28 years now. I didn't realize that. So the last 10 years, obviously, the city has really been an intricate part of it. And so last night when you declared you're out of the business, the bottom is when you say you're out of the business, who's now going to take on that business?
And that's what we want to know.
Okay, well, that's what the 211 system is doing. That's what I mentioned.
Okay, so you're now going to go to the 211 system as part of Desert Manna Industries?
What's happened the last 2 years is when people are homeless, they are being informed to call the 211 system, so that the 211 system...
So now on the 211, if they call that for 92311, they get you?
That is correct.
Okay, and when they get you, what do they get now with the Desert Manna moving forward after the lease expires?
Well, after last night, we will continue to take 3-day intakes up until the 30th. That's when the lease expires.
Okay, and that's in the existing city building?
That's an existing
now,
city building.
Now, when you say 3-day intakes, Darren, I have to ask this question because we all know that, there's rumors going around that the Desert Manna is turning down people. When you say 3-day intake, can I, as a person who live in Barstow, homeless all of a sudden, can I walk into your doors and have 3 days?
You can if you qualify under our rules and regulations.
Okay.
Number one, you could not have been at the shelter before. Okay.
Okay.
You have to be able to pass a background check. You cannot have any convictions of a violent crime, a crime against women, crime against children.
Okay, hold on. Okay, now we need to address this right now. We have people who are homeless, and right now, if they were to go down to your shelter, when we speak right now, could they walk in and say, I'm homeless and I need help? This is the question.
The question is, they have to go through an HMIS, which is the Homeless Management Information System. They got to go through a bunch of questionnaires to see that they qualify.
And now, do you have them on campus? You have them in your shelter right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long would it take for someone to go through this? This is like a 20-minute, 30-minute?
15-minute.
So 15 minutes. So you have a system in place where you put the name in there and they'll come back yes, no, or maybe so.
That's correct.
Okay, so if they come back no, then what happens?
We try to refer them to another facility.
And where would you refer them to?
We refer most of our people to Victorville.
Okay, all right. So, okay. Reality is this: a person comes in homeless and they do not qualify for Desert Mountain. Okay, now this homeless person is being sent to Victorville.
Okay, you're oversimplifying. What we do is we let them know what their options are.
Right.
Now, sometimes you have someone that's elderly, so we go through Department of Aging and Adult Services. There may be someone that's mentally ill.
Okay, here goes. Okay, Mr. Fick said this is a concern for the community because they're saying that Desert Mountain doesn't deliver what they promise, and I mean this is why we're chit-chatting here. So we have to simplify this because people who are in a situation where they need help now, they don't need bureaucracy or complications. They need directions and encouragement. So my question right now is, if persons that go into Desert Mountain right now, how long would it take for you to be able to place them in adult living or senior living or behavioral health or Victorville?
Okay. It is very specific to each person.
Okay, so we'll come up with a specific person. Person comes in right now to Desert Mountain and says, I need help. Okay, they do have a background issue. Perhaps
I know, but we can't hear.
What would be the next thing you would do?
We would give them a list of various organizations and have them call those to see if they could get an intake.
Okay, so there will be a phone there and accommodations there for them to be able to do that.
They can usually we refer them over to the library where they could get on the internet and make those cases. But yeah, we also have a phone there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of the people that would come in and they're in desperate needs, most of the time that their minds aren't right for what the case may be. So sending them through maybe the internet or whatever, I can definitely see that being a problem. Okay, so say they use your phone at your facility, and there's just no help. Then what?
Well, they're back on the street.
Right.
It is.
On the street.
It is.
And unfortunately, this is the issue that continues to plague our community. Because obviously people go down, and I understand the background check and all that. Because I know if I was in a situation with my family, I wouldn't want to be, openly in an area that's obviously not safe. So when we're talking about the homeless issue, obviously in our community, I can see there's lots of different legs as to how we can actually address the issue in a proactive manner, not to put homeless back on the street. But at the same time, I understand your need to be able to make sure the environment is safe.
That's right.
I really believe this is the big division with people making allegations saying that they don't accept people, they're closed, all these things that I would say a community should really own and embrace from the leadership of the community, because this is all over the place.
It is.
I mean,
It's everywhere.
all over the place. So as we move forward, you're getting out of the business in 30 days. So what is the new business? And this is the direct question. What is the new business Desert Mountain is going to do to address specifically the homeless issue? And we can talk about the others later. But right now, the homeless issue. What's the new business for Desert Mountain?
Our board of directors are looking at several alternatives. Do we want to purchase another property? We've identified one that could be suitable for providing some kind of a 30-day stay. At this time, we are just evaluating how we would serve that community. Right now, we're just going to only do referral services, and like you said, it is epidemic everywhere. Getting into Victorville, there's certain criteria. The battered women's shelter is always overbooked.
Okay, so let's stay on point on the question. So in 30 days, obviously Desert Mountain is out of the homeless business. Then of course you're going to evaluate, etc., etc. We're talking about time. So this might be a month or a year or several years. So, as you're going through the evaluation period with your board of directions, is it safe to say that Desert Manor will no longer be meeting the immediate needs of the local community for emergency housing for the homeless?
That is correct.
Okay, all right. So, okay.
So the bottom line to that is this, and I'm just going to make sure we're clear because I want to make sure that the community truly understands what we're saying and that it's clear and it's elementary. So basically, folks, let me, and Darren, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Desert Manor, after the next 30 days, will not be in the shelter business, period. They'll be in the shelter services business.
Correct.
Okay?
Okay, so this is a question that actually came in from Facebook from Billy Braun. It says, does the Desert Manor rent apartments?
We do.
Apartments. Okay, so you do rent apartments. Okay, so what's the criteria to get the Desert Manor apartments, and where are the Desert Manor apartments located?
Okay, well, we have two different sets of properties that have rentals. They are market rent. They are not a government program. We own our properties outright, so we have no obligation to be doing transitional housing. That's a misunderstanding people have. We are not in the transitional housing business. And although it could be market rent, our rates are lower than anybody's, so that's why we've always got a waiting list. And we're one of the few places that have not enforced the 2.5 times income. So we do get a lot of people who are borderline indigent that are renting from us that have low income. So we do work with low income people coming in order to rent. But yeah, we have our own properties.
Okay, so you're a landlord. Yeah, you're a landlord. Like a lot of people own property in the community, and they make a decision on whether it's going to be low income or current rent.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, just want to make sure that. Okay, so
and
that clears it up.
Okay, and I'm glad that's clear because, when I went out and spoke to the community, a lot of things I heard was, the Desert Manor got donated this apartment complex. They're receiving all kind of funding for this, and
I wish.
it is supposed to be earmarked for low income or transitional, and that's just 100% not the truth. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is correct.
Mr. Frederick, as you're aware, homework is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And so, obviously, before I actually agreed to come and mediate today, I did a thorough background, etc., on, I got to say it, Darren and Darren's Mr. Fixed's Enterprise, etc. And the bottom line is he's squeaky clean.
And I agree with
he's
you
squeaky
there, because
clean.
I took a look as well.
Yeah. And so,
FBI.
and I will say this to you.
Hold on, Darren, Mr. Frederick on this, and Mr. Fixed. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of bruises in our community, whether they're personal or professional, hopeful or emotional, they're bruises. And so, we have a tendency to listen to a lot of rumors, and if the rumors are bad rumors or juicy, whatever, people just snap to them.
They run with them.
They run with them. But it's really an unfortunate reality that really exists in our community. And we talk about epidemics. That's an epidemic, and I'm sure we can address this, at a different name, because I want to stay on point.
Just one thing with that.
Okay.
We have wonderful staff, and when they hear that, it's very hurtful to them because they work very hard for this community,
right?
And they've worked their way up from different programs to be who they are. And so I just want you to know, please think before you speak, because we have really wonderful people, and it's hurtful to them.
I spoke to Miss Marla, Miss Ziegler, and as well as Ambrosia. And let me tell you, those people right there are committed to the homeless in Barstow. They're not in it for the money. They're not in it for the recognition. They didn't even want to come here, even though I wanted them here. They're in it for the homeless. So I thank all three of them.
And all the other services.
Well, here you go, Mr. Fix it. And I'll say, also as an employer, I mean, oftentimes, we sit in the big chair, and we don't realize how it impacts our employees. And once we get past all the emotional stuff, the people who really make it happen are the ones on the front line, and those are our employees.
They are.
And but sometimes, in the big seat, we bruise a few people's feelings and egos, and they go after us. But we actually injure the ones on the front line. So moving forward with this, Darren, and we're talking about being squeaky clean. The community is aware of this 400,000 or 500,000 or whatever the amount is, that Desert Manor has received to address a need within the community. And so I'd like to kind of clear that up, because there's no way, first of all, you could have received that if you weren't squeaky clean. Because one thing, in checking things out, we realized that, and it's unfortunate because I was so shocked to be told this, They said, Mr. Courtney, I want to tell you this. We believe that every single nonprofit in Barstow, 92311, has complained against Desert Manna. I was shocked. I'm like, what? They said, Mr. Courtney. And this is quote, says, I believe every single nonprofit in Barstow has complained has complained about their fixed nail and Desert Manna. I mean, first of all, I took kind of personal. I'm like, wait a minute. We have all these nonprofits who, for lack of a better term, perhaps ganged up against the one that's vital to our community and has made these allegations were simply not true. And when I'm talking to the county people as well as the state people, and they're like, what is going on in Barstow? What is going on? That's what's going on in Barstow.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, you have a community, it's known, you got a high poverty rate, not extreme, but it's growing by the day.
It is.
You have more nonprofits per capita than virtually everybody.
That's true.
And at the same time, these nonprofits appear to have got a coalition and ganged up against the one that meets a vital need within your community. And to make it even worse, your city council have like cut the homeless people off. I mean, so I'm here thinking to myself, just embarrassed. I'm thinking to myself, I don't really know the details as to why the 5 people sitting there have turned off the flow of money, for the homeless and put it into the parks and whatever they do with the money. But what I'm saying is, and so from a global point of view, and people look at our region and our area, they often will say, what's wrong in your town, Mr. Courtney? And I have to tell the truth.
I get the same thing.
I really don't know, But Mr. Frederick talked about this black eye.
It's true.
That we have a tendency
self-inflicted
to give each other.
Yep.
And as we move forward, we really need to work on Barstow Strong.
Yep.
Okay. This
I like
really,
that.
really Barstow Strong.
Move forward.
And move forward and get past yesterday.
Yep.
See, I call it stinking thinking.
That is.
And we need to move past this stinking thinking as we go forward.
Yep.
So what I'm saying with this, Mr. Fix That, I always see all these bruises back and forth that come back and forth. But now, you're talking about transparency. This is about transparency. Yeah. And like I said, I can say I checked and I checked and I rechecked because I wanted to make sure that before I came on today and put this all out here to make sure that I was going to be stuck with something saying you didn't do your homework.
Yeah.
Well, we've done our homework.
Good.
And last night when you said, okay,
that's it.
It's time.
It is time.
It's time.
It's time for
To
this
move
community to move forward.
Economic development.
Hey, you guys want this?
Yeah.
You've ganged up against me? Okay. All you other nonprofits, let's see what you're going to do besides talk. Yeah.
And I'm waiting to see. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to really see
Him too.
with all these other nonprofits, because there's many of them here.
Yep.
Who's going to really step up and connect with the 5 that sit there and do what's right for this community? Because let me tell you, no private organization can make it right for the community and do it efficiently without the 5 supporting it.
It's true.
Yeah. That's reality.
Yes.
I'm going to move into a personal question, Darren. This might be a little personal, and if it's too personal, tell me, and we'll move from there. Because another thing that I heard from the community is, and I want to put this one in the dirt now.
Thought we were staying to the script.
Yeah, I just got one quick.
No, it's not a script right now. This is getting started right
No
here.
script.
This is
straight talk.
Yeah.
So I want to know, Darren, do you receive a salary from the Desert Manna?
No, the board of directors, all of us, are at the discretion of volunteerism. None of our board members receive compensation to be on the board.
Okay. And who is the board? That's another question I have because the inquiring minds want to know.
It's on our website. Go look it up, desertmanna.com.
Okay.
Everything you want to know is there.
Right
Our
there.
donors, our contributors, where they're at on it, all the organizations that support
You
us.
guys have
It's there.
donors?
We do.
From the community?
We do.
Yes.
Oh, we have a great community in Boston.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
So don't forget
We
them,
have-
folks.
oh,
Don't
no.
forget the community.
We
Great
have
community.
some really, really wonderful people.
Okay, so let's just repeat that website again, where people are going to get this information
Themselves?
So they can stop talking and making up rumors and exaggerating. Could you repeat that again?
Yeah, desertmanna.org.
Okay, desertmanna.org. So I definitely encourage all of the rumor peddlers. Start doing your homework, and before you start throwing people out there, do your homework.
And your own people, your own community, so you're
right.
throwing under the bus.
Because this is our community here, and we've got to stop beating up our own community because everybody's paying attention to us.
Yeah, we have our own Facebook page.
Yeah, paying attention to us.
Yeah.
Now, Mary Lynn Gibson, had a question from Facebook, and I think we've already addressed this. Background checks, take time. How's it done? And you've got to address that. And we know, it's reality, it's expectation. But since you're out of the housing business, emergency, and then some, it's not a question that's really applicable right now. However, you're going to be there for 30 more days.
We're out of the emergency shelter business.
Okay. All right. And
Desert Manna is not closed, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well.
No, we're expanding another program.
Well, obviously, we know Desert Manna is not closed, but in reality, Desert Manna in our community is known as on First Street. They take people in and they give them a place to sleep and eat and drink. Yeah. Bottom line, so we can get into all kind of whatever conversation, but it's reality and perception is this: Desert Manna is on First Street, and what they do is they house the homeless who are broke down, shipped here, whatever in Barstow. They feed them in a place to sleep. That's reality. And so we can get into all the other extra businesses and legs, as you said, as we move forward, because I'm sure this is going to continue to travel all over Main Street and over the First Street Bridge, which we're going to be talking about next. Because it was interesting last night that the five decided to join in ripping off people who own property, et cetera, et cetera. This is going to be a different discussion.
Which they tried to bill us on their own property.
Okay, but we understand that. We understand. We're all doing our own work in our community, and people are now paying attention.
Now, Paul,
and last night's meeting was a good meeting.
It was.
Let's address the ADA issue, because that was a big one on Facebook, right?
But let me tell you, last night,
City council meeting.
I did not know that the Desert Manna was not the building that the city owns was not ADA compliant. And this is personal to me because many know I have developed my property at 1041 West Main Street. Okay, and the city, and once I realized it was a law and I had to, I was in a position where I had to spend an additional $14,000 to build a platform that was flat, ADA compliant, and all those things. And I was like, you got to be kidding. And so the inspector says this is necessary. Now that was on top of the other almost $24,000 we spent on 4 restrooms.
I know.
Within 5 restrooms, and I thought, oh my God! But I totally understood why. And then last night to find out that the city has a building that they've rented to an occupant, happened to be you, Vital Services, for the homeless and the needy and all that, and it wasn't ADA compliant.
That's right. Here's the thing. That's why we could not take in disabled people,
Say that one more time.
wheelchair people.
Say that one more time. It's important to hear you loud and clear on that.
Okay, this is why people that were blind, which is one of the callers got upset about, a person in a wheelchair, a person missing a leg, highly disabled, ambulatory, having issues, we cannot let them in Desert Manna. We have not done that for years and years and years because the building is ADA non-compliant.
So my question, Mr. Fixit, and this is all taking responsibility yourself. When you were aware that it wasn't compliant, what did you do to insist that the city come through as a landlord to assure that you can deliver your best services now? This is an open question.
Well, here's the question. When we had an electrical problem or we had the broken window problem, I won't even express to you the language that was used towards me by the city manager on any repairs. It was hostile and it was nasty. So even broaching, you need to bring your building into compliance or pay for something, it was just very hostile.
Okay, well let's back up. Hostility is bred from something. Now, our city manager, Mr. Kurt Mitchell, I know him well. He's a friend of mine, and I find it very difficult to understand why you, as a tenant of a city building, if you were to reach out to Mr. Mitchell and say, Mr. Mitchell, we have this issue. What can we do to address it? And why would he just automatically respond using your terms?
Hostile.
Hostile. Why? I'm just curious.
We have had numerous meetings with the city. I have it very well documented, and it is not only no, but hell no.
Okay.
So,
well, right now, because you were singling out a person, our city manager, we can't pretend we don't know who he is. You singled out Mr. Mitchell as being hostile towards you. I'm puzzled.
Well, I am too, and I've had other board members there at the meetings, and I just think there's always been an animosity. When I've even spoken to our chief financial, she's been there 20 years. This was going on long before me.
Okay.
They have had numerous directors and boards leave because of the city being
Okay.
very unfriendly to them. I'm not the first one.
Okay, okay.
I'm just
Well,
the only one that fights back.
Okay, okay. Well, I just want to make sure because as we're moving forward and trying to grow our community, with singling out individuals, it becomes very personal. And I guess I'm just speaking about.
And I don't know.
I know Mr. well, and I know he's got a big heart and he so cares.
And maybe he's been directed to. That's what you got to do.
Right.
Maybe he's been told.
Yeah, perhaps he got. Perhaps he got marching orders. Okay, I just want to make sure that because as we move forward, we cannot continue to personally single out people and grow.
But you asked the question,
and I appreciate that. Okay, here's another question that came in from Mary Lynn Gibson. She asked, "What do you do with the food you get?" Now, obviously, you get food from the CalFresh program, or however you label it in the bureaucracy.
And let's simplify that a little bit as you answer that, Darren. Let's ask the question. First, tell us where do you get, how many different sources you have to get the food from, how it gets here, and what's your responsibility to the community, and then what's your responsibility to your actual organization to move that food.
Okay,
Explain that to us.
So, as a food bank, we are a food bank. We have numerous MOUs.
What are MOUs? We don't understand that.
Memorandums of Understanding. We have contracts with people to pick up food, and this comes from grocery store chains. This comes from the military bases. This comes from 3 to 4 different food banks that are down below.
Okay, so let's get this straight. So Desert Manna has an agreement with county, state, or federal, or perhaps all three, to disperse this food.
Correct.
Okay, and this is to disperse excess food.
That is correct.
Okay, to meet the needs of a community that needs it.
That is correct.
Okay, and so you have these multiple agreements. So you get the food. It doesn't
Correct.
cost you anything.
Well, it costs us transportation costs and all of that type of thing.
Okay.
And labor.
Okay.
So we do not purchase the food.
Okay, so you don't purchase the food. So obviously you have a real cost tied to it. So you don't purchase it if I was going to purchase it. Okay, so you get the food, and the community people blame for free, because they don't realize not everybody's an entrepreneur and they understand its cost to run a business. So anyways, they say you get it for free, but there's cost. So you get it, you bring it to the community. And then your board decides on how they're going to disperse it?
Yeah, we disperse it to 35 different nonprofits throughout the high desert. We help support public feeding.
But right now, we just want to talk about 92311 Barstow. Okay, we can talk about the other areas later, but right now this is about our community.
Yeah, we support a lot of the nonprofits in Barstow.
In Barstow.
Can you name those nonprofits, please? It's important.
Well, over the years, it's St. Joseph's is one of our big ones.
We want to talk about current, we want to talk about yesterday. We want to talk current
that is current
nonprofits that you support.
Yeah, these are the supported ones.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, and they are?
We've done the BPAL, the after school program.
Okay.
St. Joseph's. We do other various churches. I can't name them all off the top of my
Because
head.
you obviously
we have a lot of them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we do a lot of the churches that pick up from us. If there's any organization like the Eagles or the fire department, or anybody who's doing a fundraiser, to raise money for whatever organization, we supply food to them. There's a lot of emergency situations. For example, we do USDA commodities. That's a state-fed program. So
and this is right now.
It's right now.
Okay.
So we do that once a month. In fact, that's this week. We give out food to 640 households. We do emergency food baskets to the public every weekend.
Okay.
And now the CalFresh is a totally different program, and that is for us going out and rescuing food all over from farms, LA or whatever, so that's not going to the dump. And those costs we incur, and we have to show that we're getting that distributed and not going to the dump.
And you're
so that's our produce market.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I know we'll be talking about that as we move forward in making Barstow stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another Facebook question. This is by Clarissa Loehr, Loehr, I believe. Why charge the local CSDs, okay, I believe that's the community service districts, $100 a month each to deliver commodities, and the grant covers the cost of the refrigerated truck? I'm just reading this a little.
So this person,
so if the grant,
this person continues to get on and ask this question.
Okay.
There is no CSD that is charged $100 a month Okay?
Okay.
What we do is we always send out solicitation letters every year to our churches and everybody else on would they consider making a donation to Desert Manna, just like anybody else does.
Okay.
As you well know, Mr. Courtney, we hit you up quite
Yes,
frequently.
yes, yeah, and we have.
We hit you all up with the mailer, everything.
Yeah,
You're
and
probably
we-
like, "Oh my
right.
God, here we go again."
Yeah, that's it,
There's
but-
Fixed Dad again.
But we do
so
support those things.
this is absolutely
Okay,
a false
okay, okay,
statement,
okay,
and
so-
there is no grant money that covers the expense on any of this. Desert Manna incurs this cost. There is no Community Action Partnership funding. There is no Feeding America funding. We get zero.
Okay, all right.
This is a falsehood,
Okay, okay.
and we keep telling them this.
Okay, well, here you go.
And they keep asking.
Well, here
And
you
they
go.
keep asking.
Here you go. Well, Mr. Fix That. Obviously, if they keep asking, they're not convinced that you're telling the truth. Okay, so this is why we're trying to move forward to address this. So I would hope.
So therefore, I must be lying.
No, of course not. No, we're something. But the fact of the matter is, as we continue to move forward with Barstow Strong, we're going to continue to dispel these rumors and these individuals who happen to believe them, whatever it might be. Because I find it difficult to believe that Carissa would just be badgering you just to badger you. I mean,
Well,
I'm just
you
saying
never
that.
know.
So I want to make sure that we do address this.
Yeah.
So there's no CSDs, and obviously if Clarissa does her own homework, she can reach out to these CSDs herself.
Yep.
And validate this rumor.
Yep.
And you've made it very clear that this rumor, unfortunately, for I guess anyone who believed it,
Yeah.
it's a non-truth.
Yeah.
And we're just about to
And we
spell
have, but we do
non-truths.
have people from these other CSD communities that donate money
Of
to
course.
us.
Yes, of
And it
course.
reads donation on their check, and
Right.
they do donate, and they a lot of people. This is why we have different bank accounts, because sometimes if we're doing something like CalFresh, that's got to be on a restricted bank account, so
Okay.
they could be audited. But we have people that will write on a donation for the food bank,
Okay.
for the food, for the produce, all of this. So we get people that are very specific, and that money then goes into that bank. So because you have, when you're running all these refrigeration units, that's thousands of dollars a month. You know, right now we're down below bringing up these commodities up here at our cost and through a generous donor that lets us use their flatbed, and we go down and we're bringing up thousands and thousands of pounds of food that will be given out Thursday for free, and we do that every month.
Okay, well, keep in mind, Mr. Fix That, Desert Manna signed up for this business. That's
We
right.
do it, and we do it very
and,
well.
And you're committed to it.
Yeah.
And so
It's a
you
passion, like you
yeah,
said.
that's it. And,
I like that word last night,
And we've
passion.
learned that passion is not old-fashioned. And if you care about definitely Barstow Strong,
Yep.
we're going to keep the passion alive and keep the rumor mongers down and keep the nonprofits from attacking each other.
I know it's sad.
Yeah, attacking each other. So if you have to kind of wrap this up, go into a new chapter of Desert Manna, getting out of the emergency housing business, what would you want the community to believe the mission, goal, and purpose of Desert Manna now moving forward from being in a city business, a city building, all those issues? What's the new? What would be the new reputation you would like the community to start building in their minds about service above self and their commitment for Desert Manna moving forward to address the needs of our community?
Desert Manna's commitment and mission statement still is to eradicate hunger and homelessness in our communities. And there are several ways of doing that. And we're going to continue. We are expanding through the generous CalFresh grant. It gives us an opportunity, and we're working on a potential lease to do a marketplace where people can come down and have access to all of this produce at 10 cents on the dollar. Something that these low poverty, what I call the working part, can't afford in a regular grocery store.
Now, let
So
me
these
ask you-
things are coming. These
Let me
things
ask
are
you
all
about
coming.
that fruit, because one of the things I heard about that fruit, people say, and this is just things I hear, Darren. So when I hear things, I ask questions and try to get down to the bottom of them. One thing I hear is that, well, he's going to be selling fruit that's a day away from being rotten. Can you explain the difference between the fruit that you're picking up down the hill and the fruit that you're being given up the hill?
The product we get down the hill is 80% quality product. And anything that is starting to turn, you'll see a little mold or something because it's bulk. That is put aside and that goes out to the pig farms. Okay. So hold on.
Did you feed the pig? Does it
We
go
do.
feed the pig?
We do. We have 2 certified pig farms, and in our grant we have to show that none of that goes to waste. So it goes to a certified pig farm. The rest of it is very great quality product. In fact, our product actually is ripe, where the stuff in the stores are not.
Right, because of the gap. So let's address it like this, Darren. And because we know right now we can go to any of the local grocery stores, and we can see fruit right now probably rotting because maybe the rotation hasn't went through. They've been thrown away. They throw away fruit and produce every single day.
They do.
And so for someone to address Mr. Frederick and say they're going to be selling stuff that's going to rot tomorrow. I mean, that's one of those rumor monger people who have an issue with their son. You know, they're tired of their shade, so they're trying to cast negative on you because you're doing something that they probably can't do or wish they could do. So what do? They complain and they try to make up things, rumors. Yeah. And so the bottom line is this: we've got to stop validating the people who are spreading hate and discontent within our community.
Absolutely.
I applaud you for being able to get that produce. And if it's good on Thursday, good. If it's starting to go bad on Thursday, you're like everybody else. Vons goes bad. Fouflette goes bad. Stater Brothers goes bad. So guess what? You be doing what everybody else is doing.
But
nothing different.
But you know what most of those grocery stores do? They have a recycling program that it goes into making methane gas or something. So we don't even get that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We don't even get that. It doesn't even come our way.
So like I said, as we're going through these questions, I believe the questions that kind of came off of Facebook thus far, I believe they've been answered. And I say, Mr. Frederick, I appreciate you for bringing me on today because I'm a little reluctant to get into anything that maybe is shady. And obviously through the quote background check, and I use it with Mr. Frederick and not Mr. Frederick, but Mr. Fixstead and all of his many generous commitments to not only our community but what he does outside the community. I could say you've been exemplary.
Well, thank you.
And I want to say this before you go because we got to cut this. We got a little couple of minutes left, and we knew that we wouldn't have enough time to say everything. That's why we dealt with the rational, not the irrational.
That's right.
I want to say this to you, Mr. Fixstead. I don't care what your history is. I don't care what you believe in your heart. I don't care about your moral turpitude. What I care about is the 10+ years that you've done a job in our community that nobody else wants to do. Let me say this. I don't want to do it.
I don't.
Mr. Fixstead. I can promise you.
I can't get out if I wanted. No. I can't retire if I want.
So I'm looking forward to see who in the city really wants to do it.
But not even who in the city. With all these nonprofits, like I told you, when I was told in the setting that they've all complained about you, I want to see which nonprofit or shelter or whatever case, because we got a whole bunch of labels here, which one of them are going to lead the charge to do what you signed up to do for 10+ years and have been literally beat down. Okay, we're going to see who's going to step to the plate now, and I really hope that the 5 that sit there right now are paying attention.
They're here,
and they're gonna take up ownership to something that needs to be done in the community, and everybody's paying attention now. Okay, we already know by 2020, the 5 that sit there
will not sit.
They'll all be gone.
That's right.
Either by retirement or by removal.
Correct.
And I say that like this: I'm not saying any of them are doing a bad job or inadequate job intentionally. I don't believe that. However, we have such a disconnect with reality on what this community needs.
Correct.
And if people paid attention last night and they heard what those 5, it was unanimous, had agreed to pay to landowners for the new bridge coming in. I was personally, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It was unanimous, and people, and we're saying we're gonna give people $6,000. I mean, it was unbelievable. And it was unanimous.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what a disconnect with reality. And they all agreed it'll just go to a jury and a trial. You know how much it costs?
I know.
Municipality to do that? So we're going to just waste money.
That we don't have.
Yeah, with a jury and a
Instead
trial.
of paying a market value.
Because we're $1 point what? In what? We're $1.2 million in deficit.
It's just, it's just.
In Barstow 92311.
And so I was like, I thought to myself, okay, how could all 5 of those people, and I know them all personally, all agree unanimous to steal property from local trust, etc., 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 unanimous and said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to go through a jury trial."
It's because of
I
eminent domain.
thought, wow, why would we willing? Yeah, why would we be willing to do that and openly say that we will take this property from these people that's probably been in their lineage or their history and their family for years because we can.
They have unrestricted power with the eminent domain now.
Yeah, but whether it's restricted, limited, or whatever the case may be,
I agree.
When you care, it's about humanity.
I agree.
And doing the right things. You don't need regulations and bureaucracy and laws to dictate what's right.
Well, and some of those city council members own real estate too. Why don't we do that to them?
Okay, well, something. This is getting personal again.
No, but I mean, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm talking.
There's a good logic there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
To do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Be
for
fair.
For
And
the
be
right
fair.
reasons. Yeah. Yeah. So
We're gonna move forward. What we're gonna do now?
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
We're gonna all commit to move forward.
So I would love to be able to continue
Yeah,
this, but I've got to get to my class.
So let me thank you,
And
Paul
we gotta-
Courtney,
yes.
for taking the time out of your, we know, busy schedule to come and help me make sense of some things that I found that didn't make any sense. And I really appreciate it. And I know how hesitant you were to come in. You knew that possibly by associating yourself with me and Darren, that you would lose your whole entire reputation.
Well, hey, or Mr. Benny G. Federick.
There we go.
You can't even fool the Facebook followers and all the followers who really care about our community that we don't have a mutual interest, which is win-win to improve.
Absolutely.
Our
Absolutely.
And then
And
of
go
course,
forward in
of
a
course,
positive way.
And Darren knows
Yeah.
when people check. We have supported Desert Manna Ministries
You have.
As
for
well as us.
years and years. Yeah, years. Well, we're together
Yeah, absolutely.
for years. And
Desert
years.
Manna Inc.
Yeah, Desert Inc. And we have continued to support improvement for our community,
You do.
to improve, help our community
Yep.
Absolutely.
through all the garbage and the rumors, etc. And the bottom line is, I'm saying nonprofits. Let's see who's gonna do a better job than Desert Manna, because you believe that Desert Manna has done a terrible job. So we're gonna see who steps up.
All right, folks.
And we
thank you.
haven't retired that option. We're looking at options. It just won't be in the city building.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
sir. We
Okay.
appreciate it.
Go buy our own real
Yeah.
estate.
We're gonna
Thank
make
you,
sure.
Mr.
Thank you guys for
Mr.
who are on
Thank
Facebook
you.
for coming out and listening and paying attention, sharing and getting this information. Want to thank our listeners on HD Straight Talk. Want to thank our station, Dos Costas Communications, for allowing 12:30 a.m. to even exist, and more importantly, for allowing me to even be here. Brianna, go on and step back up to the mic.
Thank you.
So we can finish the business. I'm going to go ahead and let you give a shout out to our sponsors. And folks, if you're looking to sponsor the show, please call 760-256-2122 and speak with our sales staff. We are looking for sponsors for the show. And Brianna's going to wrap the show up right now. She's going to tell us what we got coming next week. She's going to tell and thank our sponsors. And again, Barstow, California, 92311. I promise you, I love you, and I'm looking out for all of our best interests, even if I deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So real quick, hey guys, Brianna J. Martinez. I want to thank our sponsors, Titan Carpet Care, On the Rise, Foster Care, EC Barstow, of course you just saw Paul Courtney, and of course Artistically Clean. Next week, tune in. We're going to have Fire Chief from Barstow here with the Miss Barstow. So definitely tune into that, and thank you so much for listening. Again, look on our Facebook page, HD Straight Talk Live. You will see the link to the replay to the City Council meeting. Important issues you need to be focusing on. Like they mentioned the bridge, we touched on it just a little bit. Definitely get in there and check that out. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right, folks, we got about 4 minutes left here on the radio. We got about 4 minutes left here on the radio, so I want to thank the community that you guys are showing that you guys are alive, and I appreciate that, because 92311 is no longer a place to stop and piss. 92311 is a place to get out your cars, explore. We have great places to tour here. We have great businesses here. We have great people here, and I really want this community to let the past go. Let it go, because the past has held us where we are today. And if you don't know where we're at, next time you're downtown, open your eyes. It'll tell a story. Next time you're driving down Rimrock, open your eyes. It'll tell a story. The next time you're driving down East or Main Street, open your eyes. It'll tell a story. And the next time you take your dollar out of Barstow to Victorville, Apple Valley, Phelan, San Bernardino, Los Angeles, it tells a story, folks. So PJ from PJ Solar Systems Cleaning said it best. He said, local. Let's do local business with local people. In order to improve the world, we must first improve ourselves. That starts with us as a community. I'm looking forward to Barstow moving forward, folks. Move forward.
And educate yourself as well.
As you move forward, absolutely educate yourself. Brianna, you're such a great addition to what we have here in the show. You've brought a different set of eyes for me. You've brought a different set of ears, and you've brought a different generational reality to me. You know, I'm still on the rotary phones, baby girl, because I remember them. You don't have no idea what a rotary phone is. You don't have an idea what a rotary phone is. She don't have no idea what a rotary phone is. But I tell you what, she can take that iPhone when y'all watching live on, and she can probably make money.
I can make an empire off my phone.
All right, folks. Thank you for listening to HD Straight Talk on AM 1230, the K Sizzle, as well as joining us live, folks. Next week, we got a great show for you. We went with another hot topic in Barstow, 92311, the fire district, the police fire chief. Wish the police chief was coming. The fire chief, Jamie Williams, is going to bring her special self right up in here, and she's going to answer some questions. She's going to update us. She's going to give us some new information. She's going to tell us where we're going and where we need to be at, folks. Please support your local fire district. We need them more than we think, folks. And again, the City Council made it clear. What did they say they want this community to do? Show up.
Yeah, they want us to be there. They want us to be involved. They want us to know what we're talking about, so we can't just complain about it. You have to be educated. You have to understand.
Not this Monday, but the following Monday, you know, guys already know, we'll give you an update. Next City Council, let's pack those seats. Let's let's put some people in our living room while our parents are talking, and let them know how we feel and give them some direction, because we may feel different than how they feel, folks. Again, you're listening to AM 1230 HD Straight Talk with Benny G. Frederick and
Brianna J. Martinez.
Brianna J. Martinez. Y'all better get ready for her, because she's going to be hosting some of these shows on her own, and she's got something incredible in the next, I would say, 30 days that she's going to announce to our community, folks. It's called Paradigm Shift, Mind Shift, Generational Shift. Thank you so much. And Brianna, turn off this dang thing before I say something stupid again. Thank you, folks. KSZL 1230 AM, K Sizzle. It'll come on in a second. Come on, bring me in some.
And we're out.